Falcon fans, Falcon Nation, it is Dirty Fanatics United coming at you live with episode 53 on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock. As always, I'm your host, Chase, on Dirty Fanatics United, always followed by my boys, Philip and Cody. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe if you like what you see, and hit that bell so you know each time we go live. With that being said, it's Dirty Fanatics United. Philip, Cody, how we doing, man? What's been going on? It's been a couple days since we talked. We didn't go live last night. Had a lot going on yesterday. It's time to talk Falcon football, boys. How we doing?
It's been pretty good. Today I got my case up today. Got the jersey up today, so that's what I've been trying to get up for a while now. Finally done it. Other than that, really just been blowing time away. Really. There ain't been much going on.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, y'all heard the boy, Philip. Drop a like here if you're new. Hit that comment section. Cody, how we doing, man? What's been going on? Been a busy work week for you, sir. You actually work today, so Cody, always a busy guy. Cody, what's going on, brother?
Say, man, just like you say, working away, just making that grind so I can support my Falcon addiction. So gotta do what you gotta do, but
it's kind of an expensive addiction to have.
It is.
Being a Falcon fan is kind of an expensive addiction. So, but it's an addiction I don't think I'll ever shake. I don't think I'll ever hit sobriety of this addiction. So, shout out to Dirty Birds and all the diehards that are tuning in here tonight. Man, we got some Falcon football to talk to you tonight, man. But before we do, we obviously want to hit the comment section and show you guys some love. So here's the chance now to leave a comment so we can pop you up on the screen, let the people notice you, show you some love. Philip, Cody, we got some rumors to talk about tonight, some trade rumors. All right, we're going to give our win-loss projection. Shout out to Cody for that topic tonight. Cody came up with that today. So win-loss projection tonight on DFU, a new topic here to DFU. And obviously, we're going to reflect back to this, guys, something we like to do. I was watching YouTube the other day before me and Philip added Cody to the channel. And, man, everything me and Philip talked about was spot on. And guess who was in the live chat? My boy Cody was in the live chat. So, man, like I said, all you have to do, man, is contribute here to DFU, and we're going to make sure we can appreciate you as much as possible. Shout out to that. Also, with that being said, man, we got a giveaway that's still going on, the Julio Jones raffle. Friday night, we will give that away on Dirty Fanatics United, very own fan night. We'll have 4 to 5 special guests, fans of the show. So if you want to be a part of that, leave a comment here tonight and let me know, and we'll get you on the show. So a lot coming for Dirty Fanatics United, a free giveaway, a fan night to let you guys speak about these trade talks, the free agency moves, the Kirk Cousins, and come with your honest opinions, because that's what we grow here as a channel. Everybody speaking of different scenarios that could happen here in Atlanta. Before we get too deep into it, man, head to the comment section. My guy, our guy, Brandon Keeler in the chat said, "Hey, fellas, sorry, a little late. Addison just lost her first tooth." Shout out to Brandon Keeler's daughter, lost her first tooth. Memories to be made, man. So shout out to that. Dave in the chat said, "Good evening, guys." Dave, glad to see you here, brother. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hit that like, share to another Falcon fan. If you're on Facebook, share to whatever Facebook group you in, man. Let them know who DFU is. Nick in the chat said, "My dream prediction, 17-0 with a Super Bowl win." Yes, sir. Another content creator in the chat, Ron Thomas, said, "What's up, everyone? Check out Ron Thomas on Facebook, man. He does his own little podcast. He's got, I believe it's him and 2 other guys. I believe it's his pops and his brother. So they got like a family-oriented podcast going on over there. All 3 different fans of 3 different teams. So it's a podcast to tune in if you're definitely, I believe one's a Cowboys fan. Obviously, Ron Thomas is a Falcon fan. And I want to say the other guy is a Steelers fan. I'm not too sure, but check out Ron Thomas on his page. A lot going on over there. Shout out to Ron Thomas. Nick in the chat said, "My dream prediction, 17-0 with a Super Bowl win." Yes, sir. Every diehard prediction there, man. With that being said, man, let's hop right into it. There's been a lot of hot topics going around Atlanta, and a very, very, very big name has been leaked to Atlanta. Philip, you've talked about it when free agency rumors were started. Cody, you mentioned it. Hassan Reddick, a guy that records 11 sacks the past 4 seasons with a career season high in 2022 of 16 sacks. Philip, Cody, fans tuning in, if you did not know this, our last double-digit sack leader was Vic Beasley. That's a very, very odd name to announce here on DFU. Vic Beasley was your last double-digit sack holder here in Atlanta. Time to change that. Chat, let me know what you think about Hassan Reddick here in Atlanta. Before we get you guys' opinions on it, we'll talk a little bit about numbers, what it would take for Hassan Reddick, what he currently sits at on his contract. Reddick sits at $45 million on his 3-year contract that he signed in March of 2022. That was obviously his career high 16 recording season sacks. He is owed $14.25 million in base salary with a $21.8 million cap hit. The 29-year-old has recorded at least 11 sacks in each of the past 4 seasons, including a career high 16 in 2022. Cody, we'll start with you and then rotate to Philip. Haason Reddick in Atlanta. What does this mean? What would it take to get this guy here? And then finish it off with, how does this change your draft board, Cody?
Yeah, no, it would be huge if we could get him here in a Falcon uniform, like you said, just, you know, a model of consistency there with the 11 sacks. Like you said, the last 3 seasons, and then, you know, obviously the 22 season with having 16. It'd be great to have somebody like that here. I would say it's actually kind of gross to hear you say, you know, Vic Beasley was the last double-digit sack leader here. But, you know, I think it'd be great to get him here now. Of course, the problem is going to be money-wise. It's going to be monetary. It's going to be, you know, how can we move money around? How can we do what we need to do to be able to sign him and make it, you know, really fit with what we're going with right now. So I know there's a lot of ways that we can make money. I know I know there's been rumors that Grady's talking about restructuring. I'm sure there are other players out there that you could restructure to free up some cap. I don't know if I don't think our cap is totally set in stone right now, because I don't know if they've gone up with the salary cap yet or if they've factored that in.
Sitting at like $4 million right now, I believe it is 3.5. So
yeah, and that's even with the increase in the salary cap. So, you know, though, Terry came from New Orleans and they somehow can be $100 million over the cap. Just feels like every year, and they find a way to. But Terry was part of that, so I trust Terry to find it. If there's a way that we need to make money work, Terry's going to find ways to make money work.
Yes, sir.
So it'd be great to see him there. Now, as far as the draft goes, I know we might go. I'm still a big fan of Dallas Turner. I'm still thinking, you know, go get that one. There's one more guy.
That franchise
exactly, because, you know, who knows how long, you know, the contract with Riddick would be, you know, maybe a year or 2, you know, whatever you have to do to get him here, because, you know, like, we're in that win now mode. So, you know, I could see a 1-year deal, you know, being done, and then when he's gone, you've got to have that guy come up right behind him. So like Philip was talking about earlier, I think, you know, I could see us taking a cornerback there. The guy out of Iowa that I was talking about last podcast, Cooper DeJean, he's something else. And then the guy out of Tulane that everybody seems to be pretty high on. I've seen him rumored to us too, even if we didn't get a Riddick. So I could see that happening as well. But my thoughts are stay the course. You go get him for a year or 2. But go get Dallas Turner, man, because that's long term. That's, you know, the next 4 to 5 years. And like I say, every time I watch the kid, he's fast, physical, and he's just mean, dude. So I say stay the course, but I could see a quarterback coming too if that happens.
Philip, you heard Cody. You heard his thoughts. Chat, chime in. Let me know what you think about Haason Reddick. Does this change your draft board? Are we going receiver if we get a Reddick in the building? What is your thoughts? Are we going edge rusher? Are we going cornerback? Do you snag a top name linebacker, or do you go offensive tackle here for the Atlanta Falcons with a short-term Caleb McGarry? Never know what you're going to get there. You got a good run game, you know that, but Kirk Cousins is a pocket passer, guys. Let's be for real. Kirk Cousins is going to sit in the pocket. He's going to pick these defenses apart. Kirk Cousins in Atlanta means playoffs, and you got to protect him. You got to protect your investment. That's why I think Joe Alt at number 8 could be a big name to pick here in Atlanta. Philip, your thoughts of who could be the next potential draft pick if you trade for Haason Reddick? What are you trading for this guy, and what does this guy bring to Atlanta? Why is this guy a guy I should trade for?
All right. So my choice was for what we're gonna give for it. He's coming to an end of his contract. You know where he's at. 29 years old. I would give one of our 3rd round picks of this year and one of our 6th rounds of this year as well. That to me, that's
Philip, I don't want to interrupt you because you bring a great point up here. You look at the situation the NFL has been going through with the Mike Evans, the cheap trade deal with the Mike Evans. People are trying to clear cap space, and that's what the Eagles are doing with Haason Reddick. So you are very right, sir. A 3rd round pick is something you could watch.
3rd round
for Haason Reddick.
And one of our 6th round picks of this year as well. And I think if we make that, I don't think we go edge like we think everybody thinks we will. I think we're gonna go corner, and we're gonna get what's his name, Quinyon Mitchell. Is that Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. I've watched highlights on this kid, man. He's fast, just everything that a corner brings. Personally, to me, from watching his highlights, he reminds me of what AJ Terrell was back in Clemson. It's just something just similar, something that looks like it'll fit that 3-4 defense, and I'm all for it. That personally, me, that's what I think we're going to go.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard Philip's take. You heard Cody's take. Here's my take. Hassan Reddick in Atlanta is something that a Dirty Bird dreams of. You look at the defensive line, you're going to have a Hassan Reddick. And guys, help me out here. Grady Jarrett, our big nose tackle. The name is Onamada. Maybe you bring a Calais Campbell back, another vet that you bring back to this room. Talks have not been very heavy on Calais Campbell. So
Street coming back.
Street's another guy that's coming back to Atlanta. This D line could be crazy. You get the Hassan Reddick. I really think this signifies the playoff run that the Atlanta Falcons want to make. The fans need it. The franchise need it. Arthur Blank needs it. So Atlanta, let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen. Hassan Reddick to Atlanta. Like Philip said, I'll a third-round pick. You're already acquiring a third-round pick for the Calvin Ridley. So why not? Why not give away a third? Also, we're going to have another mock 3.0 here at DFU coming soon. Always looking for different changes in the mock draft. First mock draft was Joe Alt. Obviously, our mock 2.0 was Dallas Turner. Philip was absent for that night, so definitely looking forward to having a mock 3.0 where all three here on the channel just talk about it and agree on a player. So a lot to come here at DFU, man. So if you're new, hit that like button, hit that share, and subscribe. Be sure to share to a Falcon fan, man. Get us out. We're at 341, folks. We need 350 by the end of this month so Cody can send a Falcon fan to a damn game. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Cody wants to give the ticket away, man. He's begging to give it away. We're at 341. Make it happen. 9 subs away, and I believe you're 9 days away from the end of this month. So that'll be 50 subscribers in a month for DFU, man. We greatly appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Share it to a Falcon fan, and let us know once you subscribe. Hit the comment section so we can thank you and show some support to who you are and the Falcon fandom that you bring here to Dirty Fanatics United. Philip, Cody, we brought our thoughts on Hassan Reddick to Atlanta. It's time to talk win and loss projection, brought to you by Cody Keeler here at DFU. Win and loss projection of the Atlanta Falcons, guys, is a new thing here we're going to start. We're going to bring up the schedule. We're going to talk about a game. We're going to go down our schedule. Obviously, these games, it obviously says up here at the top left, subject to change. So something could happen, something could change. But we're going to reflect back to this, and we're going to look at it in the regular season to see how DFU did here on this win-loss projection. To start it off with the top, we'll go with our schedule. Our first home game, this is obviously not in order, the Carolina Panthers. Cody, your thoughts on the Carolina Panthers coming in the new year with Bryce Young? Obviously, an NFC South opponent we'll see twice. They had to come to Atlanta once a year, go to Carolina once a year. How are we feeling about the home game against the Panthers?
Home game against Carolina is always a good one. Somehow, no matter how bad they suck, and man, do they suck, they always seem to find a way to put up a little bit of a fight. But first game at home, especially if they do wind up being, week one opponent, that's a W. I don't think that Bryce Young is going to get any better. He's going to hit that. I mean, he already had a bad freshman year, here in the NFL. They always talk about that quarterback sophomore slump. Probably hits that again. That's going to be a W for us. I don't think it's close. I'm going to say something like 27-10, 27-13. But I have a feeling that's definitely a W for the Falcons.
That's a dub for Cody against the Carolina Panthers at home. Philip, obviously, all three of us is going to go around the table. We'll all give our prediction, and the best prediction will win. So it'll be 2 out of 1. Whoever has the better prediction, that's what we'll go with. Philip, your thoughts? Carolina Panthers at home in the Benz. I know your hate for the Pansies is almost worse for your hates than the Aints. I don't know why, but you hate the Carolina Panthers. Philip, the Carolina Panthers at home, your thoughts? What could be the potential score? And obviously, I know this is early to give score predictions, but are we beating the Carolina Panthers when it comes to the home game?
That's an ass whooping. I'm sorry. That's a 35-10. That's a 35-10. I'm sorry. That's just it.
So that's a W for you, huh? That's an easy dub.
That's a fat W for me.
I think I would have to agree. I mean, you're coming into the NFC South with a Kirk Cousins. You're possibly taking a Hassan Reddick into the season with a Grady Jarrett, Anamata, a new linebacker core in Caden Ellis, Troy Anderson, Nate Lamon. You're running a 3-4 this year, guys. Ebiketie probably going to be floating around doing what Ebiketie does, Mr. Sackmaster. I think the Carolina Panthers take the L when they come to Atlanta. I think the Atlanta Falcons hold tight and secure the dome win, man. I hope we have many of those to come. So that'll be our first check mark, our first W for the season schedule. Headed to our next game, obviously, is another opponent rival, the New Orleans Aints. Let's be real, guys. We seem to split this game every season. It's a game when it comes to Atlanta. It's usually a tight one, other than this past game where Ritter torched them. But the New Orleans Aints, man, or how are we feeling about this game, Cody? Is that a win or is that a loss?
Man, I hate the Saints. I would say that's my one team that just when they come to town, you have to pound them. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to shock them a little bit with Kirk Cousins. I have a feeling like Philip just said, that's going to be the ass whooping game that really gets this season kicked off. That really gets us rolling is it's going to come and we're going to put 42 up on them and they're going to leave Atlanta crying. And I say we shut them out.
Shut out in Atlanta versus
shut out
the
in Atlanta,
Aints.
42.
We don't care if you acquire Chase Young. Jake Matthews is going to shut that down.
Yes, sir.
Whoever is on that edge, Caleb McGarry, he's going to shut you down. I'm sorry. Whoever it is, Chase Young, your reasoning of picking the New Orleans Aints was not justified.
Not a little prediction on that. Put me down for Bijan Robinson, 3 tugs, and 250 on the ground.
Bijan with the breaking out, best game of his career. You heard it here at DFU. If it happens, come back and tag my boy Cody, because damn it, we're gonna make him famous for that comment. Philip, your thoughts? The Aints at home. It's always a tight one, Philip. We've been in the building. We've had it both ways. We've seen it happen. We've seen them beat us. We've seen them beat them. I've drove all the way to New Orleans with Pops to watch us lose. It's a bad atmosphere.
But it's right here.
Yeah, it's definitely the Aints. But Philip, the Aints at home, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling confident, just like Cody said. We got big Kirko, bro. Like, I'm feeling confident. I feel like we're fit to just come in and shock a lot of people. Of course, we got all this hype, but I think it's there for a reason. I believe this is gonna be a 35-21 game. That's what I feel. We're gonna take the dub on that.
Okay, so we're looking at the situation now where we're 2-0 in the division. We're on top of the NFC South. Obviously, we don't know when we'll play these teams throughout the schedule, but these are teams we're going to face. And for now, we're saying this is a dub. I will say the New Orleans Saints is going to split a game with the Atlanta Falcons, and I will say the Falcons will win at home. So we'll give a check mark for that game. We'll say the Atlanta Falcons secure the dome and beat the New Orleans Aints at home. The Benz is packed out with Falcon fans. We're being petty. The Aints are mad as hell, even trying to jump Falcon fans like normal. So be sure to tune in here, man. When we do this schedule review, we're calling it a dub, 2-0. We beat the Panthers at home. We beat the Saints at home. Philip, give us a check. Headed to the next subject here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chat, get at us. Let us know if you think we're just full of it. We just love our team too much. Let us know. Wake us up. Let us know what you think here at DFU. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Another divisional record that's very close. A team there that's got 2 Super Bowl rings now. The hate for me is growing more for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers than it is the Panthers now. Obviously, the Aints hold that title. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Cody, your thoughts coming here to the Benz?
That's always a tough game, home or away with the Tampa Bay. I think that one's going to be a little closer. I obviously don't think we'll whoop them 42-0 like we're going to do the Saints, but I see that one being tight. I'm seeing 21-28, 21-24 Falcons.
Okay. Philip, at home against the rivals, Tampa Bay, they always seem a way to keep it tight. Like Cody was saying, it's always a close game. Tampa Bay, Philip, how we feeling?
This is the one where I think we're going to split. This is the team in the division that we're going to split. All right. This one's going to be tough. All right. But I think low-key think we might lose one at home. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And it happens every year. It's happened the past 3 years, Philip. We keep it real here at DFU, man. Be 100, keep it a buck. If you think the team will split it, call it.
This is the team in the division it's going to be the toughest. I feel like the other two is just
you just got a big re-signing in Mike Evans. Like my comment here from my boy Austin Robinson on Facebook. Austin Robinson's not even a Falcon fan, but he's tuning in, showing us love here on the channel. Shout out to Austin. He said 8th most expensive offensive line in the league. Tampa is the hardest in the division. Philip, the comment here is very true. You talk about the Baker Mayfield coming back. We've seen what Baker's capable of. He took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, won the NFC South, and took them to a playoff game. Philip, your comments about the split is very true. It could happen in the Benz or in Tampa, regardless. Obviously, we want to be bringing out the broom, sweeping them away. But Philip, keep it a buck. The Falcons versus Tampa Bay at home, is that a win or is that a loss?
I'm gonna give it a loss. I feel like it's gonna be a little shootout. I really do. I think it's gonna be a 28. Damn, that's gonna be tough. I feel like it's gonna be a 28-27 game. Low key, I do. Last minute score. It's just gonna happen that way. It's gonna go down to who's gonna score last. That's how I feel. I feel like they take the win.
I can agree because the past few games has been that way, and it seems like we've had the edge maybe the last few times we went to Tampa. Obviously, we beat them the year before with Grady, got the sack, and they called the flag on Brady. That justified that game. We would have won that. So that's 2 great games you've had over in Tampa. Last game in the Benz against Tampa wasn't so pretty. It was kind of our downfall, which was at the point some people would say the team was no longer back in Arthur Smith. So, I mean, obviously there's talks that we could bring up about that of why our team had such a bad production towards the end of the year. Philip, I think I'll have to agree with you on this one. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers may beat us at home, as bad as I hate to say it. So let's give an X for that game. And like I said, now when it comes to the away for Tampa, that's a definite dub for me because I think there's no way we lose both games to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
For sure.
Headed to the next one, the Dallas Cowboys at home. Philip, Cody, this one could be a tough one. Obviously, they didn't make a big splash of free agency. They lost a lot of players. Didn't really hit on much. Obviously, they choke in the playoffs. They're a regular season team. The Dallas Cowboys, Cody Keeler, our thoughts about that when they come to the Benz.
Man, that's a close one to home, man. Both parents are Cowboy fans. I know they're definitely going to be there for one, but I know they're going to be there for that one. But I hate to tell them they're going to go walk away with the loss. We beat the Cowboys at home. That one's definitely going to be a close one. That one's probably going to be a Younghoe Koo field goal with 2-3 seconds left. But yeah, we beat Dallas. It's gonna be a tight one. I'm gonna say probably 17-20, something like that, but they're going to be tight. But I think Dallas has got a lot of drama going on. I think they're not really sure what they're going to do with Dak Prescott. I think that gets in his head a little bit, and I think they come to Atlanta and take a nail.
Mm-hmm. I could agree with you, Cody. Philip, your thoughts? Cowboys coming to Atlanta. Cody says it's a dub here in the Benz. Falcon fans pack it out. Obviously, Cowboys are going to be deep. We know they have their chapters. They have their own. They have their own chapter in Georgia, boys. The Dallas Cowboys have the rings in the past. Obviously they ain't did shit in the near future or the present, but the Cowboys feel it coming to Atlanta with a big following behind them. How are we thinking? How does this go?
All right. So, but despite that one blowout against Dallas, we've always had their number. It's just how it is. Especially
never forget the season. Never forget the season. I think it was my boy Claiborne went crazy and had like 5 to 6 sacks on Dak Prescott.
And we didn't do nothing that season, but we came in that game for service, service, and just balled out. We just had their number coming into Atlanta. I obviously think it's going to be a close game, like Cody said, and I think it'll be a 20-17 type of game. That's just how I feel. Younghoe Koo coming in for the last clutch kick, man.
Yes, sir.
I got it wrong, boys. This man is a Falcon fan. He said, I've always been a Falcon fan, just not a diehard one like y'all boys said. But if the Falcons go to the Super Bowl, I'm with the Falcons all the way. I'm a diehard dog fan. This guy, Austin Robinson, is at damn near every Georgia Bulldog game there is. Probably the diehardest Georgia Bulldog fan I know. But yeah, definitely he reps all Georgia. I'm pretty sure he's repping the Falcons. He's repping the Dogs. Shout out to Austin Robinson for being active here in the chat.
Cool.
My boy Crew Jones just had a birthday. Shout out to Crew Jones. Friday was his birthday. Shout out to Crew Jones. Dallas Cowboys getting smacked. Philip, Cody, my thoughts on the game. I think it's a tight one. I think it's one of those games that gets you up in your seat. We'll be in the bins for that one, probably loud as hell, everybody losing their voice before the game's over with. But the Dallas Cowboys come to Atlanta with all their fans, and they pack it out, and they take an L back to Dallas. So, Philip, let's put a W on that one. So far, we're on the season with, 3 wins, 1 loss, I believe what we're at, 3-1.
We 3-1, boys. We're looking beautiful. We're on the right path. I promise.
I can rock with it. New York Giants just lost Saquon Barkley. They don't know what they're doing at quarterback. Daniels is a if. They don't know how he's going to return from his injury. New York Giants is a team that we could possibly face with a rookie quarterback this coming up season. The New York Giants, how are we feeling? They come to Atlanta. Obviously, a team from way up north coming down to Georgia to play the Dirty Birds. How are we feeling, Cody?
Man, that's going to be another smackdown for us. Now, if they play a rookie quarterback, for whatever reason, we struggle with rookie quarterbacks. We made Will Levis look like Peyton Manning last year. It just seems like that with rookie quarterbacks. So if Daniel Jones comes in and that's their quarterback, we smack them. That's another 42-point game. 42 to 21. However, if a rookie quarterback comes in, we don't lose that game. We probably feel like we're going to lose that game. A lot of Falcon fans are going to feel like we should have lost that game. But if the rookie quarterback comes in, we still win it, but it's going to be more like a 24-17, way too close of a game. Should have been, a game that we hung, 40 on.
Kevin Thibodeau, Cody, you talk about their defense. The Giants do not have a sleeper defense as a team to watch. The Giants have a decent defense with they just acquired some people. I don't know their team as well as my team, obviously, but Thibodeau is a big name there on the line. His second season in the NFL. So a tight game from what Cody's saying, but he's giving the Falcons a dub. Philip, your thoughts? New York Giants come to Atlanta, possibly rookie quarterback. Don't really know who receiver one is over there. Philip, your thoughts?
I'll be honest with you. I think I just look at this team, and for some reason we struggle against sometimes the possible worst teams. It seems like, kind of like what Cody said. It's just not even just rookie quarterbacks. Just any returning or newly found quarterbacks coming into a game that we haven't prepped for. Just seems like we just, whether it's Jones or maybe somebody like JJ McCarthy. I think we take the L on this one. I really do. I think we just for some reason, I think we struggle. You know how we do. Like back in 2016, we struggled against some certain soft teams, but then we get back together. You know what I mean? I see it's gonna be close, obviously, but I still see like a 17-14 type of game.
All right, Philip. I'm gonna have to go Cody on this one. The Falcons get the dub here in Atlanta against the New York Giants, a team that's struggling. Don't really know who the running back is. Receiver core is not too deep. I'm sure we draft a cornerback, so I'm gonna say we win that match against the New York Giants. Falcons pull it out. We're now 4-1 on the season, headed to the next one. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champs, coming to Atlanta. Guys, we know this one's going to be a tough one, but let's keep it real. The last time we played Kansas City, really any team in the AFC that's a big name like the Buffalo Bills, the Falcons have seemed to keep it in a close run. Kansas City coming all the way to Atlanta. You know they're going to be deep. Philip Nana's probably going to want to be in the stadium. We'll probably be there. Patrick Mahomes playing against the Dirty Birds. Cody, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's going to be my first loss that I'm going to give us is going to be against Kansas City, man. I don't, by no means do I think they blow us out. Hopefully they struggle offensively like they did, this year. But unfortunately, I think that's probably, like I say, that's going to be my first loss that I give us. I think that it's probably going to be, a 28-17, 28-13 game for us, unfortunately. That's my thoughts on that one.
Philip, your thoughts?
Same as I had a reverse from this. We seem to play outstanding against these great teams. It's wild to think of, but I feel like we win this one. I really do. I feel like they're going to have that little Super Bowl slump. They come after the Super Bowl and they win. They win big. And then they just take a little down. I'm not going to say they're bad. But they take a little downward spiral down. You know what I mean? feel like it's gonna be a gunslinging game. Obviously, I feel like I see us winning and taking the game 31-28.
Philip, I look at what the Kansas City Chiefs have done in the past 3 seasons. I look at what the Falcons have done coming off of a bunch of rebuilds. They finally get a new staff in Jimmy Lake, Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson taking over the helm at the offensive calling, hoping to see an electric offense in Kirk Cousins, obviously looking for that 4,000 passing yard season. But then I look at what the Patrick Mahomes has done, the dynasty that he's creating over in Kansas City. But also what I want to add to that, I don't want to just talk about what they have now. I want to talk about what they may acquire in the draft. And they've been keying on a kid that we know very well. He's a receiver out of Georgia, Alad McConkey, speedster, somebody to fill those Tyreek Hill role that he once had in Kansas City. So I'm going to have to agree with Cody on this one. I don't think we get blown out what like the comment section is saying. I think it's a close one, Philip. But like you said, we've had close games against these type big name teams. But I'm going to have to give an L for that one. Just respecting the Kansas City Chiefs coming off their Super Bowl dub, I will say we may take an L in that one. But like my boy Crew here says, that game's going to be hype. It's going to be a close one for sure. That's definitely going to be a close match. Brandon Keeler thinks this thing is going to be a blowout. Says badly Chiefs 31-10.
Nah.
This is a guy here, Austin Robinson, said I think KC by 10.
I can see that.
A close game. Maybe your defense shocks the world this year, guys. Maybe your defense comes out and really settles of what the rumors could be here in Atlanta. Maybe we finally have a top 10 defense.
Here's the thing. We seem to play lots out, apparently, though, against these top-tier teams for some reason. Whether we're having a bad season or not, we've had worse teams, and we've kept up with some of these top teams. Like, it's crazy to think of, but it's true. Mm-hmm. The group of guys that we got now, it just seems like we can go above and beyond and compete with that now better than what we did with them.
And Philip, that's the goal. We've heard it out of Raheem Morris's mouth. Why not us? Why not the Atlanta Falcons? So definitely want to see the Falcons prove us wrong here on this prediction and pull out the dub here against the Kansas City Chiefs. Philip, we said at 4-2 now, I believe it is 4-2.
Yeah,
4-2, looking good, still above 500. Looking nice here at 4-2. The Los Angeles Chargers heading into town. Obviously, the last home game against the Chargers, the Falcons should have won. If we don't pick that fumble up and try to run it back for a touchdown, we just lay on it. The Falcons win that game probably. Philip, we were there. We were in the Dirty Bird nest. I was pretty mad about that game.
I was punching the concrete ground, bro. I was mad. It was tough.
Oh man! Shout out to Taquan Graham for at least acknowledging the fumble, but did end up losing us the game with that fumble back to the Chargers, setting them up in field goal range. Philip, Cody, Los Angeles Chargers to Atlanta versus the Falcons. How are we feeling about this game?
I think that's it's kind of like Philip says. It's hard. It's hard with this is where I struggle with them is which two games or which game is the game that we should win that we lose, and which game should we absolutely lose? Do we win? I don't think the Chargers are a game we should lose. I'm still gonna give us a W. I think it's gonna be one of those weird games. Sure. Again, I feel like, man, I still give us the W, but I have no idea what the score on that one's going to be. It's going to be something weird. It's going to be like a 3-9 or a 13-3, something you just don't see very often. But I think the Falcons win that one.
Philip, your thoughts? Chargers come to town. Justin Herbert, a guy that you respect very much, a guy that we've talked highly of here on the channel. Justin Herbert to Atlanta to face the Dirty Birds. Philip, your thoughts?
It's going to be a weird game. It's going to be a fight for sure. But what I'm looking is they got rid of most of their wide receivers, I'm pretty sure, or at least one of them I know for sure. So they're going to want to go into this draft and get a rookie, wide receiver. Of course they're stars, they're big, they're them, you know what I'm saying? But
pretty early in the draft as well, because I think the Chargers are ahead of us.
Number 6, I think.
Yeah, so definitely going to probably get that Adunze or that Harrison if he falls to that spot.
Yeah, I just think the way we got two guys in our backfield that's just gonna be eyeing them down. You're gonna be on Terrell Island, bro, and you're also gonna be in the Bates Motel. Like it's something.
Shit.
I like that one.
It ain't free to stay at the Bates Motel.
You're not safe here in Atlanta. It's one of the two. Pick your poison. I think we're just gonna take the win 28-17, man. I really do.
Yes, sir. Philip calls it a dub. Cody calls it a dub. Why should I call it a L? Falcons take the dub in Atlanta against the Chargers. We do it big here in Atlanta, man. We beating teams with good quarterbacks. We finally have the defense. Kirk Cousins is slinging the ball. We're throwing 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bijan's eating it up on the ground, 85 yards. Well, my boy Tyler Algiers got 50 on the yard with 2 touchdowns. The Dirty Birds are eating this year, and if you're a hater, leave a comment. Let us know if you're hating on the Birds this year, because we definitely would love to chop it up with you of your reason and why, and maybe we could change your aspect of that view. Headed to the next game, the Seattle Seahawks come to Atlanta. Geno Smith is their quarterback. They obviously have lost a couple of players. I think they lost a big name over on defense. I can't remember the name, but they lost a linebacker or a cornerback. Something over in Seattle has left. So, Phil, how are we feeling? Yeah, Bobby Wagner out of Seattle. He's gone, no longer with the team. Cody, Seattle coming to Atlanta. How are we feeling? NFC rival game. I would say this is a rival game, boys. We beat the Seahawks in games that have mattered in the past.
They
look
are
at the 2016 season. We
got
hoed them in the bins.
We got hoed at the first game against them in the regular season in Seattle with the Richard Sherman holding.
I was there personally for that one.
Oh, he was in Seattle.
I was in Seattle when that happened.
Back in 2017, Sanu catching all over Buddy, telling him he can't guard him. I mean, it's a rivalry.
Or the year, was that the Seahawks? No, I'm thinking about a different game. I'm thinking about the game when it was like one of the home openers in the bins, and Julio Jones gets a screen and takes it down the field for the game-winning touchdown.
That was Philadelphia.
That was that game.
I was there for that game. I was there for that.
Philip and Potts was in the bins for that one. It was a Thursday night game, I believe, a Monday night, something like that.
It was a Thursday.
It was a Monday night game.
Yeah,
I was there for that one too.
Seattle Seahawks in Atlanta coming to the bins. You know it's a hostile environment. Cody, your thoughts on that game? Do the Falcons pull away? Philip, what is our record right now? What are we sitting at? We're at 5-2, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
5 wins on the season. Cody, Seahawks are coming to town. How are we feeling?
Yeah, man. Like we were just saying, it is definitely a rivalry. It's a strange rivalry. You think Falcons Seahawks, you wouldn't think about it, but I think we were really one of the only teams that was successful against the Seahawks when the LOB was running around, and it was just we gave them fits and they gave us fits. Yep. But that's a W. I think it starts out close, but then we just kind of pull away there at the end. I think we probably win by 10 on that one. But yeah, that's a W against Seattle.
Real quick, shout out to the Dixon Way raid, man. Dixon Way bringing them in the chat. We got about 10 people from the Dixon Way raid. Hit that comment section. Hit that subscribe button, man. We greatly appreciate it here at DFU on the road to
Tell your friends.
Cody says the Atlanta Falcons whooped the Seahawks here in the bins. Close game for Cody, but we pulled the double away. Philip, your thoughts about Seattle coming to Atlanta? Let's be real, Philip. Geno kind of sizzles out throughout the midseason. He's always hyped when it comes to the beginning of the season, leading passer. But let's be real, Jameis Winston was once a leading passer in the NFL. Philip, your thoughts about Seattle Seahawks coming to Atlanta?
My bad. I was just laughing at Mr. 3030. My fault. I think this is a blowout. I really do. Coming in, find another coach. They're having to bring in another coach. Something new. Geno's good. It is what it is, and he does start the season. But I think we find a way to control him. These type of quarterbacks that can scramble and move around a little bit, like Geno, or again, it's you're gonna be on Bates Motel, Terrell Island. Like it's the same thing there. Probably mixed in with some other guys. I don't see them doing much. I see a 35-10 game.
Falcons are on top, 6-2. The Dirty Birds move on throughout the season with a nice record for the Bins. Fans are going crazy selling tickets. Bins is sold out. Man, what a time to be a Dirty Bird fan. Headed to the next subject. Obviously, we have another team here on the list that we'll be facing here at home. That is our boys, a team that me and Philip hate personally. If you haven't seen the TikTok viral TikTok of me and Philip, it's on TikTok. For the people that haven't seen it, let's talk about it, Philip. We didn't even post a video. We never even brought it up to live. I mean, let's chat about it. Me and Philip's at the Benz, get into a little heated confrontation with a guy that's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Definitely drunk off his rocker.
Yeah, we're just vibing with the rest of the Pittsburgh fans at this point.
Comes up like 10 rows, wants to jump my boy over here. So obviously Big Brother had to step up, save the day type shit. Save the day, put the big cape on. And a lady behind us decided to post it on TikTok, and it gained like 5 million views in less than a month. And I still get the video to this day. This happened 2 years ago. So if you ever see a video of me and Philip cutting up on TikTok, man, it was just all part of football, man. Die-hard Falcon fan. Philip, Cody, Pittsburgh Steelers come to Atlanta. How are we feeling about that, Cody? Do we beat the Steelers, a team we've had a rough going with in the past few matches?
Arthur Smith.
Yeah. The opponent, Arthur Smith, coming back to Atlanta. How are we feeling? Well, Justin Fields, a new Justin Fields, a new Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh. How are we feeling, boys?
Man, this is one that I hate. I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers too, man, because there's just one of those teams like, everybody's like dynasty and it's the Steelers. It's like, but this isn't the 70s, but good God, man, do we struggle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't want to give us the L on this. I really, really don't. Okay, so now I have heard rumors that the Pittsburgh Steelers may pass on Russ after training camp, that he's a training camp body and that they're going to let Fields take over. Yes, that's what I was reading earlier today.
Shit. Don't know how breaking news on the channel, so let's talk about it, Cody. Let's talk about it.
So the deal is from what I understand is there's a few guys talking about, well, if Russell Wilson comes in and he does what he's done at Seattle, kind of been, just a little pain in the ass, with his, doing high knees and shit on the airplane and, just so from what I understand, it's a very slim chance that Pittsburgh kind of pushes him out and, let Justin kind of take over. And now, so my thing is, if Russell Wilson comes here, it's probably a close game. We probably lose that game.
Future's
the Falcons are being petty. Future's on the radio. They're banging Future in the bins.
Exactly.
It's an aggressive match.
Right. It'll come back and bite us in the ass if Russell Wilson winds up being the quarterback. Like you said, we do the petty thing here in Atlanta. We get, that ego inflates and it just bites us, man. So I'm going to say that I'm going to go ahead and say Russell Wilson isn't the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers when they play us. We get Justin Fields. Falcon fans are, all over Justin, loving it. And then we smack him in the mouth 35-10. So give us a W against Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir. I love it.
You heard the take. I would agree with Cody. If Justin Fields is a quarterback when we play Pittsburgh, I think it's a dub here in Atlanta. Russell Wilson will be a tight match. He's a gunslinger. That's why, Cody, obviously this is something you've seen on the internet and you have to talk about it. This is what our podcast is for. This is what we chat about. But I just have a hard time believing Russell sits out. Just like you said, Russell would have to damn near shit the bed, I believe, for that to happen. So I think you do, unless Russell gets hurt, obviously. Right. I think maybe you do play a Russell Wilson in Atlanta. Falcons do the petty thing. Right. It's a tight game. Seahawks has lost some players on the defense side of the ball. They obviously are not that Big 12 their team's still the Big 12, but their defense is no longer that hype master when it comes to defensive games in Atlanta as well. The crowd should be on your side, I believe, when it comes to this game. Philip, Pittsburgh here in Atlanta, your thoughts? What are we doing?
Dirty Birds, let's rise. All right, we taking this guy. I'm going to say Russ is here for the time being. I'm going to give two scenarios. Russ is here, all right? We got Future playing in the background, We getting Buddy's head like we did back in 2016. We getting that head consolidated, man. We send him to the Atlanta ATL penitentiary. All right, putting a beat down on this man. I think it's a 35-10 type scenario. You come Justin Fields. Oh, man, everybody just loves him, man. Everybody just wanted him here. Yeah. We proved them boys for a reason why we shouldn't have wanted this man in the first place. To show why we said and thought and felt the way we felt. I think it's still another big blowout game, another 35-10 type game. You got, for crying out loud, you got Arthur Smith as an offensive coordinator now. Look what he did here in Atlanta. Yeah. If you honestly think about it, he really ain't done a whole lot. The only thing that carried him in his whole career, if I'm being honest, was Derrick Henry. So I'm just putting it out there. You know, I can feel the way I do. He didn't send us a thank you, Atlanta, so and so. So, you know, go your way, bro. I hope we put a beating on them boys, 35-10.
So the Atlanta Falcons walk away with their home record 8-2, heading into the playoff heading into the opponents' away games. We're looking very nice with only 2 losses on the schedule at home. Something I could rock with, man. And we know the Benz has been a hostile environment the last 2 years, probably. We've had a lot of more fans in there than we did with Matt Ryan went and converted over to the Benz. Obviously, we're headed to our opponents on the road now. We got to see all our opponents that are NFC South division rivals away and home. Carolina Panthers here at the top of this list, a team we've lost to the past 2 years away at their stadium. Their stadium is pretty shitty, guys. I mean, it's probably the worst stadium in the NFL. Let's be honest.
No,
Carolina Panthers.
It's between them and Jacksonville for sure.
Cody, we head to Carolina. It's probably another rainy day. For some reason, they always schedule on rainy games. Carolina Panthers facing Atlanta Falcons in Carolina. What is your outtake?
W. Say we've got a consistent quarterback.
Easy.
It'll be a W.
Too easy.
And I'm glad you brought it up, Cody, because that's been the reason we've lost those 2 games against them in Carolina is because of inconsistency at quarterback play. Mariota throwing off his ass. Taylor Heineke just can't get it together. Ritter doing what Ritter does, turning the ball over. It's been bad at the quarterback helm for the past 2 years, man, and finally seeing Kirk Cousins back there. So a road win for Cody. Phillip, Carolina, road game. How we feeling?
You know, Big Kirko waking up dripping. Obviously, he's over here hitting the dirty bird 5 times that night. Bijan's also running touchdowns. Tyler Algier just finally getting a little bit of touches as well. Kyle Pitts is going off. The whole team's going off. This is another ass whooping. I'm seeing another 35-10 type of game, man. That's just how I'm feeling.
I'd give it a dub. I think the Atlanta Falcons beat the Carolina Panthers away. We snapped that 2-game losing streak in Carolina. We go ahead and sweep them on the season. Carolina's another 2-win team, 3-win team, possibly this season. So I say it's a dub. Our first road game is a dub. Obviously, our next opponent on the list here is the Denver Broncos, a team that just lost their quarterback, have big dreams of trading up to get a quarterback, but have nothing to trade for. The Denver Broncos are in a shitty spot when it comes to Atlanta or to the NFL, and I don't think when they play the Falcons we have much to worry about, if I'm being honest. But Cody, we head to Denver. We played the Denver Broncos. How are we feeling right now? We're what, Phillip, 9-2 on the season?
Yeah, at this point we've been to go what 15-2.
Well, go ahead and make it 10-2 because we're going to go into Denver. We're going to give Sean Payton the middle finger. I hope we hang up 62 points on that man. I can't, even though he's not in a Saints, headgear or, with this stupid little hat that he wears.
Hate's still there.
I hope I still hate that man. I want to smack the taste out of that man's mouth.
Fucking asshole
give me the W. Falcons big in Denver. 40. You know what? No, we're gonna go 52-3.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can score 50. Well, what the Dolphins put up on? I say we put up 60. Yeah, well, there we go. We'll go 56.
56. Ooh.
Good God, Phillip. Denver. We head to Denver. We beat the Denver Broncos. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I see a. I'll be honest with you. I see a 30-9 type game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So if you go to what Las Vegas is predicting, if you go to what some analysis are predicting, we've reached our win limit on the season. We're at 10 wins. Some people have us winning 9. Some people have us winning 12. Some have us at 10. The most realistic, I think you could say, from the bad seasons we've had, from the production that we got in all season this year, is a 10-win season. I'm happy with a 10. I'm happy with a 10-win season. I'll take a 10-win season that gets you in the playoffs. You win the NFC South with a 10-win season because nobody else is winning 10 games in the NFC South. Let's be honest. They didn't do it last year. They're not doing it this year. I think you can pull away the NFC South, man. I think you can do it, and I think you can do it big time with the team that we have. So right now we're at 2 on the season with a 8-win record at home, 2 losses on the at home. 2 road game wins with Carolina and Denver. Obviously, we played the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas inside of a dome. They're having quarterback controversy. They don't know who they're rocking with. Really not a bunch of big name receiver over in Las Vegas. Guys, fill me in if I'm wrong, but who do they have other than what's his name? I forget his name.
Renfro? Or
didn't they get a guy, big name guy, like last year? He played with the Titans, I believe. No,
you talking about Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams. Where is he at?
Still there, I'm pretty sure.
He's still there. So that's a guy that we'll face this year, Las Vegas Raiders. Cody, we head to LA. Your thoughts on that?
Man, that's kind of the one for me. That's the one that we should win that we don't.
Yeah.
But man, I just feel like Kirk Cousins, man. But we did the same thing with Matt Ryan too. It's the thing that bothers me is like, wow, Vegas Raiders. I think that game. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and give the Falcons the win there. I think it's way closer than it should be. We probably should beat them by 7 or 10. We wind up winning it by a point or by 3 somehow. Another game, something weird happens. A safety, a pick 6, or something happens in that game, but the Falcons come out on top in Vegas.
Philip, we're at 10-2. We head to the Las Vegas Raiders. What's your thoughts?
I agree that on one point, I just think this is the game we should win, but we don't. That's how I'm feeling. We done it with Matt. I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna bounce back. Obviously, it's not gonna affect us. But I see like a 17-14 type of game. They come in and they keep the final field goal. That's just how I feel.
You've been on a win streak. You're not going to win them all. It's bound to finally lose one. You've been on a win streak for a while. I think you may lose to the Raiders just because, like we said, you tend to shit the bed in games of this caliber. I don't know if this new regime is going to be different. We may have all this wrong, but we'll go ahead and put an L there for the Las Vegas Raiders on the away game. That's a long travel distance. So we're at 10-3 on the season. Heading over to the next game, that is obviously the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. Guys, this is a tough one. Let's be real. We're at 10-3. We beat them at home. We're playing them away. New Orleans Saints. What we feeling, Cody?
This year we sweep the Saints. It's going to be tough. Like I say, it is going to be tougher in New Orleans than it is in Atlanta. I feel like this is going to be one of those Younghoe Koo games where he's just banging them, from 35 out, 40 yards out. I think it's going to come down to a last-minute field goal. I think Younghoe Koo puts us over the top in New Orleans.
Philip, your thoughts? New Orleans Saints. We head over to the Greasy City, the Stanky City. What are we feeling?
The Swamp. Let's think. I'm gonna project this one at the end of the season, like they normally do with our away game against them. So I'm gonna just say it projected at the end of the season. I think this is the game. The last game I said we won by a field goal. I think this is where we're in full go mode. We're getting ready to hit the playoffs. We're in full go mode. This is where we put a ass whooping on them. I see like a 30 to maybe 17 type game, 31-17.
We'll see, but Philip brings up a good point there. If we run away with the South, like I think we're going to, how many starters do we play in that New Orleans game? Because they're going to be battling out for third place with Tampa Bay. Right. So maybe that makes a difference. And of course, a lot of this is going to change depending on where these games are played. When they're played. So yeah. But yeah, you're right. I would say if this is an end of the game and we've wrapped up the NFC South, week 12, and they're week 17, I guess it would be 18 with the bye. So
I'll give it a dub. I say we sweep the Saints this season. You give them an ass whooping both times throughout the year. Falcons are walking away 11-3 on the season, looking nice. We've already managed to go over what Las Vegas has said we're going to win this year. They said we're going to win 9 to 10 games. We're at 11 wins on the season. Headed to the Philadelphia Eagles, a hostile environment, a nice core over there with Jalen Hurts. Got some nice receivers. Just acquired a good running back in Saquon Barkley. This is going to be a team that's competing in the NFC, I believe. Philadelphia Eagles headed to Philadelphia, probably in the cold weather. Cody, your thoughts about Philadelphia versus the Dolphins?
This one's going to be the second loss that I give us in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, if it was here in Atlanta, it's probably a different story. But playing over there in Philadelphia just sucks. Their fans suck. It's just a rough environment. Like you said, it's probably going to be cold. We're a dome team, so that'll probably be a loss for us. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it'll be an embarrassing loss.
Right.
But there's probably something's going to happen. We're going to be like, where we're thinking, yeah, we have something, then something stupid's going to happen, and we'll wind up losing that game.
Philip, your thoughts?
I'm gonna give this one an L as well. I think it's gonna be a very close game, though. I feel like it might be like a 21-20 type of game. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be in Philadelphia. It's going to be in the cold. Something's going to happen. A bogus call. We're not going to get, say, a PI that should have been called that puts us in field goal range to win the game. We're not going to get it. They beat us, and then eventually we beat them back up. It's going to be one of them type of scenarios where we're going to meet them back in the playoffs. That's just how I see it. We're going to take it. But I'd give that game a loss.
I can agree with y'all boys. Y'all hit on the topics. I mean, they got the defense. They got a stacked defensive line. We talked about Kirk Cousins being a pocket passer. I think this is a game maybe where we look at our O-line and we start questioning what's going on. But like you guys said, the Eagles are a dominant team. They got the Jalen Hurts, obviously the two receivers there, the combo in that.
They got the whole Georgia Bulldogs defense.
The Kobe Dean, Jalen Carter. It's crazy over in the Eagles. So I'll give that an L. We walk away 11-4 on the season. Still looking nice heading into the playoffs, obviously on top of the NFC South. This is the game, Philip, where I said it was an automatic dub for me because I split it at home. We lost at home. I said we win on the road. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Cody, Philip, y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, we'll lose to Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay. I hate to say it, but I feel like every time we go to Tampa Bay again, kind of like the Philadelphia game, just something wonky happens. So, like with the Grady Jarrett, pass, roughing the passer. Now granted that was Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield's no Tom Brady, but for whatever reason, Baker Mayfield will have sucked the last couple of weeks, and this week he'll decide to throw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, and something like that's going to happen. I think it'll be close, but we probably lose that game in Tampa Bay.
Philip, your thoughts?
Did I say the first? Okay, so
we put an L for the home game. So I said the away game was a definite W for me, just because I'm not sure which one we win, if it's away or home. So Philip, if you think the same, we'll just call it split and call this a W because we called the one at home an L.
That's what I'm kind of feeling towards. I don't think they sweep us at all. That's what I really don't think it. I think this is the week. Like, I feel like this is going to be another division game where it's close to the end of the season, and I just feel like we're going to be in full go mode. I feel like we beat them. This one's going to be a little bit tight than like the Saints and Panthers. This is going to be because they have the best team compared to us, like in the division. I see like that's tough. I see like a 17-14 type of game. It's gonna be rough, but we'll give
that one a dub because we called the home run an L. So we're sitting at what, 12 or 13 wins now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2,
the math's not mathing.
13?
11.
11. So we're sitting at 11 wins. Do we count that one a dub?
Mm-hmm.
So we got. I thought that'd make us 12.
11-4.
So we're at 11-4. We got a couple more opponents on the road. We're sitting at 11-4, heading to the Washington Commanders. Cody, how are you feeling about this game? It's been a game that we've battled. We'll meet the Dan Quinn era in Washington when it comes to this game. How are we feeling about this? Potentially, they could grab Caleb Williams if the Bears go the different route. Philip's been calling that for quite a while. Caleb Williams to them. But Cody, how are we feeling about that game?
I feel good about it. This is kind of one of those games. Again, this is one of those games I feel like, we do all right against the Commanders, and then they're like last year's game was – sorry, I just had flashbacks from last year's game. It's just like we should have won that game. And again, just something screwy. But I think because it's Dan Quinn, well, man, really Grady Jarrett's the only one that's kind of left from that whole deal. But
Jake Matthews.
Jake
He's on the
Matthews,
offense,
yeah, I would say, man, that one's a tough one. I don't want to give us the loss to Washington,
It's
but
gonna be something silly.
I would say, but if I give you know what, go ahead and give me the loss to Washington. Yeah, it's just
It's gonna be
a
something
cold,
stupid.
wet, rainy day in Washington. The weather sucks. The Dan Quinn, got more issues with us than I think we do with him. So, he's definitely going to be up for that game. He did when he was in Dallas. So I think that we probably lose that one in a crazy, weird way. So go ahead and put an L there, as much as I hate to say that. And when they got the rookie quarterback factor going for them, too, that we struggle against rookie quarterbacks. So.
He's got it on point. I feel like it's going to be something crazy, stupid. Kind of like when we were there for our dad's birthday, we watched what was it? Was it Moreau? Just sit there and watch the old buddy catch it in the end zone, and then it was just something stupid. Like I feel like
Mariota throws the interception down in the end zone, and they nail it to finish the game.
I just feel like it's gonna be something silly. I give us the loss on that one. Just on something
I'll call it a win. I'll say a win just because they lost a lot of pieces on defense. They lost to Chase Young. They lost the other guy that we were acquiring or trying to acquire. I'll call it a dub, but we'll put it an L because y'all both called it an L. So we'll call it an L against the Washington Commanders. We're sitting at 11-5 on the season, and then we meet Kirk Cousins' last opponent or last team, the Minnesota Vikings. I'm calling it a dub. We finished the season 12-5. Cody, Phillip, y'all thoughts?
I'm gonna give it a dub.
Yeah, that's a W for me. I think Kirk Cousins has a career day. I think he throws 4 touchdowns, throws 350 yards. And to prove everybody wrong about that little injury, he runs one in from about a yard out.
Yes, sir.
To add on that, I feel like he's also going to show them why they should have paid him what he wanted.
Yep.
And then they're probably settling for Sam Darnold or going for somebody like JJ McCarthy or somebody like that. I mean, I love JJ and everything, respect to him. But when you play in Atlanta, it's on different terms, buddy. This is off season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Atlanta Falcons finished the season 12-5, looking nice. We secure the NFC South, headed to the playoffs, hoping for a deep run with Kirk Cousins. Guys, that is our hour mark here on the show. We're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. It's been a hell of a show, boys. 12-5 on the season. The Dirty Birds pull it out, and we have a season to be happy about. The podcast is going crazy. The podcast is growing. Falcon fans are wanting to talk Falcon football. Phillip, Cody, it has been a great show, boys. As always, before we end this thing, we give our shout-outs. Cody, Phillip, give your shout-outs for tonight, and then I'll give mine, and we'll get up out of here.
Absolutely. I'm going to say, shout out to the people watching. We love, the support. We love, seeing you guys come in and watch. Without, y'all watching, there's no reason for us to sit here and talk. I mean, there is because we love our birds, but, to put it out on the internet, man, for people to see and scrutinize and do all that stuff for it. So thank you to everybody watching, all our, all the people that support Dirty Fanatics. Shout out to you guys for coming on a Saturday and talking Falcons football. Love doing it. I will, like I said, we could always go another hour talking Falcons football with y'all. So definitely support, appreciate y'all coming on and, doing this thing with me, bringing me along on the adventure. But, like always, guys, like, subscribe. 350 guys, 9 subscribers away?
9 subscribers away with about 9 days left.
9 or 8 days left. So hit that subscribe button, guys. I want to send you to a Falcon football game. I want to send y'all to go watch our birds. It's at home, Mercedes-Benz. They're nothing, even preseason, man, nothing beats being at the Benz with the birds playing football.
Cody,
smash that subscribe button.
Yes. If you're on Twitter, DFU_ATL is all you have to type in on YouTube. It'll send you directly to our page. Hit the subscribe button, man. You heard my boy Cody. 350 subscribers. We're taking this thing. We're giving you guys a free Atlanta Falcon ticket. We're going to raffle that off to viewers. Obviously, you have to be subscribed. And then we'll do like a thing where we'll comment #DFU to be entered into the raffle. We want to give away to people that actually watch the show. So be sure you tune in and you #DFU and you subscribe. If you're on Twitter, head over to YouTube, DFU_ATL. hit the subscribe button. Cody, much love to you, sir. Appreciate your views of the night. Thank you for bringing us the new topic here for the show.
Yeah, new topic.
The win and loss projection of the Atlanta Falcons. Philip, your shout-outs for tonight, sir.
As always, it always goes to the chat, man. Thank y'all. Without y'all, there is no us. Another one, I know I don't say it enough, but shout out to God, the man himself, God, that has given us the ability to sit here and do this, have another day. I'm very thankful to be doing this. This is something I've always wanted to do with my life, just put content out. And he's given me the ability to and the voice to. So shout out to God himself. Without him, there is nothing at all. So big thanks to him. Big thanks to y'all for, being here tonight, obviously, giving the topics. Shout out to you, Cody, for that. Chase hitting us up to actually do this because I needed something to do this weekend. We didn't do it last night. I needed something to do. I didn't want to just sit here all night and play Fortnite or watch the Hawks possibly lose. I mean, it was just I wanted something to do. And I've had fun. I enjoyed doing this tonight. So shout out to y'all. As always, rise up, baby.
Sir.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to everybody. You heard Philip and Cody. We don't have the show if it ain't for you guys, man. And as most importantly, as my boy Philip, man, shout out to the big man upstairs, keeping this thing rolling, keeping you guys viewing in, giving us the talent for you guys to want to view in and watch what we have to bring here to the table. As always, man, we thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't hit that like, if you're watching this after the show, if you're watching this, I don't know, 3 days from now, hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe. If you leave a comment, man, we're gonna comment back. We're gonna chat it up with you. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, wherever it may be, we're talking Falcon football. Leave a comment. We're gonna comment back. We're live again Friday night. We're bringing fan night back. So I think already we got like 4 special guests for that night. So if you want to be a part of that, message me, Cody, or Philip on Facebook. We'll get you joined in for that. It's been an hour and 7-minute show here, boys. So it's about time to wrap it up. Always much love to you, Cody, for coming on, sharing your views. Philip, same to you. Thanks to the fans viewing in. It's your boys Chase, Philip, and Cody from Dirty Fanatics United, man. A-Town down.